And finally, I'd just like to mention that the overarching theme today is going to be about building creative confidence. We're talking about creative confidence of teachers more today, but it also has to finally move towards building creative confidence in our students. And like I said, what you will see today and whatever we've done in the last few months leading to it today has been the work of the people in my school. I haven't contributed anything this time. I started, yes, when I started Learn Shift in 2012 with Simon and I worked on it. But today I just could to take a step back, and it's the effort and the result of the hard work of all my team members here. And I think that's a showcase of creative confidence. How do we build creative confidence in our teachers? Thank you.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking us through this journey of where LearnShift began and where we have come and where we shall go from here, and all the wonderful people who've been supporting us. I will quickly do some host duties before inviting the first speaker. All of us have a kit for ourselves put on the table. I would request you to take a moment to just open your bag, look at the brochure, which also gives you the agenda for the day. You will also find this agenda online. We have a jump link. You can straight enter that link and go to the agenda. And I will just quickly take you through this. But before that, in your bags, you will also find a badge, a name badge. Please write your names on them. They are blank. Please write your names on the badges. And our team has designed this wonderful kit for you for the day to help you take notes, to go over the agenda, to reach out to us in case of any issues. So do take a moment to write your names. Just to quickly run you through agenda, we are presently going to start with the first session with the first speaker, whom I will be introducing shortly, but we will be inviting our Managing Director of the Podar Education Network, Mr. Gaurav Podar, following which we have the first pillar on leadership. We have Vishnu Swaminathan from Ashoka, who will be taking us through that session. We will be taking a short break for tea. And let me also point out that we will keep drawing in Ronnie's experiences from across the globe and helping us place what we are doing and talking about in a global context. He will help us set the tone for the day as well. So it would be wonderful to have his inputs through the day. And after tea, we will be going on to empathy. We have Sonali with us, taking us through a session on how to build emotional intelligence, happiness amongst teachers and students. After which we will break for lunch, and then the rest of the sessions will follow. So this is just to give you an idea. You can access this very easily. There is a link that will straight take you to it, which is right on top. So it's j.mp/LSIX leaders. If you simply type this, you will access this on your smartphones, devices, and so on. Although we hope you won't be tempted to reach out to your devices. So that's another request. Please put your phones on silent. Also, we have people from our team at every table in case you need to reach out for any assistance, any help whatsoever. I would just request people from RN Podar School to put their hands up. Just identify yourselves. We have all of these people at the table, right from Varsha, Karishma, Zubin here to Ajit, to Suman ma'am here. There is Neema ma'am there, Rashmi ma'am here. There is Nitika ma'am here. There's Anita ma'am here. Every table has someone from the school, so please reach out to any of these people for logistical or session or any sort of support or questions, right? A quick note on our social media presence. For those of you who have not yet joined our Facebook page, we are constantly posting updates on our page. We would love for you to join in the conversations on Facebook as well as Twitter and Google+. So we are LearnShift India on Facebook. On Google+, it's the LSIX community. On Twitter, we're going to be tweeting through the day, so we encourage you to join us. Please tweet #LSIX. We will also invite questions from you through Twitter, right? So instead of going around the room, we might do that as well, leave it to the speakers. But we request you to tweet your questions, and we will see if we can pull them in and pass them on to our speakers as well. And that way we also have an ongoing record of what we're discussing and debating, right? So hashtag LSIX, please tweet your questions using that and tag at LearnShift, right? So when you're tweeting anything, please make sure you do these two things. Wi-Fi in case you need to access for any urgent, hopefully not, work. Username is LSIX and the password is LSIX at 345. But in absence of that, our speakers will get first preference in using the bandwidth, right? But this is just for your convenience in case you need to use that. All right. So I will now request our first speaker to come and share from his experiences. This young dynamic educator, absolutely focused. Ma'am has already spoken about him, really driven, as much grounded in data as connected to the human processes, and understands the challenging world of scaling when you're talking about doing something dramatically different. Walks the talk and is here to share with us his experiences. At last Learn Shift, he had shared about innovation in Podar, and now we invite him to share the ongoing journey of all the wonderful things that are happening. Please put your hands together for the Managing Director of Podar Education Network, Mr. Gaurav Podar. Over to you.
Thank you, Akanksha. Um, Good morning, and a very warm welcome once again to everyone here. The topic given to me today is innovation at Podar. And I would like to take you through a journey of what innovation means at our organization and how we tackle this. As Beer Ma'am had mentioned, we have an eclectic group of people here. I know a few of us from the management side, of course, a few school leaders, support organizations, and think tanks. So what I'm trying to showcase today is a journey from the macro, from the management point of view, all the way down to the teacher level, just to give you an opportunity to take back what is relevant to your schools, to your organizations, and so forth. Um, Innovation at Podar, it's a large topic. Last year, as Akanksha mentioned, we spoke about scale and how at Podar we look to take innovation at scale across our schools, across our students and staff members. Today, we're going to look at it slightly differently. We'll start with how we tackle the goals of innovation. Today, innovation is done a lot of the times for the sake of innovation. It becomes a module to showcase new projects that schools do, partly for the academic value add and partly in the competitive world in the industry of education that we all work in. At Podar, we hope we refocus innovation purely to the student. The student is the center of any innovation that we experiment with, that we initiate, and that we hope to implement at our schools. Through the student, we try to tackle the learning. And when I say learning, I mean the academic learning, the extracurricular learning, the emotional, the empathy. We try and develop empathy skills that help our students deal in today's world. It's you've all heard the saying that it's EQ today that drives success less than IQ. And empathy is a very important cornerstone in our journey at Podar, and hope that we pass this on to our students. Leadership. Again, a pillar for today, along with empathy. But leadership skills start at a very young age. And whether it's through independent thought, through projects, through collaborative work, leadership skills is another focus for us through our innovative practices. And of course, skill acquisition. When I say skills, it again runs the gamut from creative skills to practical skills, analytical skills. But skill acquisition is really what we define and evaluate our projects against. The cornerstones of our innovative programs. For any of the leaders here today who are looking to embark on innovative programs, innovative endeavors at your school, the four things that we at Podar always keep in mind and question ourselves repeatedly through the process is, A, do our programs inspire creativity? Creativity at the student level, at the classroom level, at the school level. Two, does it ignite passion? Are we able to pass on the why to the students? Why are they learning what they're learning? Why are they asked to participate in certain events, in activities? Um, does it light that fire to learn? Does it force analysis? Um, an important aspect of all our programs is also the data, the analysis of what we just did, the iteration to do better the next time. And does it show relevance? Does it connect back to the real world? Do our students leave that classroom, that 35-minute period, knowing how what they did connects back to their daily lives, to their work, to their home environment, to their school environment, to their curricula? But all of these four cornerstones, I feel, are extremely important to have a well-rounded, innovative program at our schools. Some of the highlights in the programs that we run at Podar, which could be coined as innovative, and this is just a snapshot of some of the programs we run over the last academic year. Mrs. Beer and her team have taken the lead on a flipped classroom model. It is something that is spoken about a lot in today's education circles, but practically how we initiated, what are the learnings, what is the value add of it, and how to integrate it into an Indian setup is the challenges that we are facing on this. One-to-one computing, using technology as a tool to enable these innovative programs. So one-to-one computing, Dr. Lula and her team here have done a great job with the tablet and iPad projects where every student now comes to school with an iPad and the entire curriculum is done on a one-to-one learning platform. Ebooks. I'm proud to say that at Podar we are one of the innovators in this line where we have today almost 100 titles converted to the ebook format. And when we say ebooks, it's not a PDF version of the book that we get in class. It actually adds value to the learning and teaching process. Design technology. Um, we have a saying here where we say it's not the computer class, but it's a design class in school. We hope to teach much more than just programming. It's about the design thinking. It's about creating through computers and through software. Blended phonics, um, language acquisition, communication skills. A lot of our institutions are outside of the urban area. It's outside of Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta. We go to tier 2, tier 3 cities where communication skills in today's world is a very important piece of that. Robotics, mobile learning. Again, how best to use those little smartphones that every child has today, whether it's through assessments through your mobiles. We've tried projects, we've tried little collaborative projects that we run in Mumbai on the mobiles, and we actually encourage students to bring their mobiles to school. It's not practical in today's world to ask them to leave this technology at home, come to school, and be disconnected from a daily the use of technology. So we are trying to find ways to how best integrate that technology in the learning process. Project-based learning. Another very important module taken from the IB and the IBDP, and how to integrate collaborative teamwork in the Indian setup and the Indian curriculum. I mean, a lot of our schools run ICSE, CBSE, state boards, and the question is always, how do we integrate these things in our scenario? But we believe there's a great scope for that. And there is opportunity. It's just about finding the right fit and the right connections. And the last one is an integrated learning module that we run this year. Again, this has been inspired by the IPC and the IBDP. It's a module that we're quite proud of. We ran this year for the first time in the last 6 months, and this is a program that I'm going to take you through in more detail to give the teachers in the room a slight idea of how we run an integrated program and how we try to keep the student at the center of any innovation that we run at Podar. What is integrated learning? Integrated learning is nothing but thematic learning at the school level. Some of you know this is done at the IB level with the units of inquiry. It's done at CBSE. But how do we take those learnings, take those best practices and move it to a regular CBSE school, K to 12 school, in an efficient way that does not scare the parents, does not scare the students, but yet brings about that change in learning. The integrated units that we've set up, this runs from grade 2 to grade 5 at our schools. It's an attempt at our end to integrate all the subjects that you see up there into a single theme that runs across 1 month of a school calendar. So through the year, the children are exposed to 4 to 6 themes, depending on the schedule, where all of these subjects are then integrated within a theme. I'll give you an example, and this is actual photographs and data and handouts that we give out at the school level on how we run an integrated unit. The example we've chosen is a grade 2 unit called My Body. So these are 7-year-old students learning My Body for 1 month, and how we try and integrate subjects from math, EVS, art and craft, and global connections, all of those pieces into the My Body theme. We structure it in this format. So every theme over 4 weeks starts with a jumpstart event. This is to engage the student, to introduce them to the topic, what they can expect for the next 4 weeks, and to get the excitement